Welcome back to That Handicapping Show. I'm Claire Novak, joined today by Ellis Starr of Equibase and Frank Angst, and we are here to talk about the Claiming Crown at Gulfstream Park and a chance for the hard-knocking horses to pick up some coin with 9 races on the card. And we're going to focus on the $200,000 Claiming Crown Jewel Stakes, which is a mile and an eighth. There are some interesting runners in here, including the one that I will choose, which is Royal Posse, the Rudy Rodriguez trainee. Frank, you and I are on the same horse. What is there to like about this 4-year-old Posse gelding?
Well, you see, since Rudy's claimed him, the horse has really done pretty much everything right. 2 seconds and 2 firsts. The Empire Classic was a really nice race of top New York breds. Ran a close second there, and the horses in that race earned a big number, so he seems to be going into the race in good form and gets Javier Castellano as a jockey. So it just seems to be the horse that's a hot horse and looks good at this level.
All right, well, Ellis, I'm hoping I don't kick myself because I sent in my picks last night and then I backtracked. The horse that I had picked on top, Freestyler, I talked myself out of, but you're going to pick him on top, so tell me why I should have left him on top.
Well, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to back into it because I want to talk about Royal Posse. He's my 3rd pick in the race, and he's a really good horse for exactas and trifectas. I'm not sure he actually wants to win, even though Frank's right. He's very consistent. But with those 2 wins in 2 seconds and a second in the race he was claimed out of, he's proven to be just as likely to run second as first. He has won at 9 furlongs. He is a stakes winner. One thing I want to point out, and you might remember this, Empire Dreams, who beat him in the Empire Classic, came back to run lousy at 2-5, or not win, I should say, after that race. So it could be a negative race in that regard. Freestyler is very interesting. When I handicap, these kind of races, which are essentially starter allowance races, you're looking for horses that are qualified, that have run at the level, things like that, and you're looking for trainer intent. And when you see a horse claimed with the intent of running in a stakes race like this, it really gets me perked up. So Freestyler, a horse that had not really been in a claiming race since back in June, was entered for $62,500 in his last race, and he was claimed out of that race, even though he ran 3rd by Joe Sharp. Not for the Ramses, who he sometimes claims for, but for another one of his owners. And Joe Sharp, of course, is really good. Of course, it grew up under Mike Maker, was raised, mentored, and is winning 26% off the claim. And I think the intent there is really good. And the horse won a $100,000 optional allowance race, almost a stake quality race, back in August. And he's 6 for 13 this year with $208,000. He has never run 9 furlongs, but that's the only knock. And his race is back in, he won 4 in a row back in May through July, and the best 2 earned 116 and 111 Equibase figures, which would win this race.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. The speed figures have shown that he does have the ability to run a lot faster than he has been in his past couple of races. The not going 9 furlongs thing was kind of the thing that threw me off of him a little bit, just looking at the Rudy Rodriguez horse, knowing that he can go that distance. But talking about Mike Maker, he's the leading Claiming Crown trainer, so definitely knows how to win these kind of races and probably taught Joe Sharp a thing or two about that. Frank, as far as underneath, who are you looking at?
Well, I mean, just to defend Royal Posse, though, a little bit, too, is, I mean...
Did I really knock him that badly?
Wow!
Unlike Empire Dreams, who probably came back too soon, Royal Posse earned his best Equibase figure in his previous race, but was given a break. And he's put in some nice work since then. And Rudy has a knack for keeping a horse going. So I still like Royal Posse. Respect what Ellis said. I looked at a couple of the turf sprints, which is going to be a little dicey whether they stay on the turf or not. But Delta Bluesman is a horse that I like in the open turf sprint, the Canterbury Stakes. And he is a horse that has just run against some good horses. I like the outside post for him. I think he's a little bit better when he's able to just track just off the lead. And if you just look at his turf sprint races, he's put together a nice record there and toss everything else. What are some of the undercard races that you were looking at, Ellis?
Well, before that, I want to just go back real quick. And I left out my middle horse, who was
Yeah,
Mal Guapo.
we got to talk about him because he's won 3 in a row.
3 in a row, and he never gives anybody a chance to run. I mean, he gets the lead at the start, all since the Brad Cox claim. He's 3 for 3, won by 13, he won by 3, won by a length. He won in a 1.25 miles and a mile and 3/16. So cutting back to 1 1/8 miles is certainly a good move. So he should have no problem with the distance. He does get his 4th jockey in 4 races, which I think is kind of odd, but there's no knock with Luis Saez. So Mal Guapo, along with Freestyler would be horses I'm looking to bet to win. And as I said earlier, Royal Posse, a great horse to use in the exacta. Back to what Frank's talking about, other races on the card, the Claiming Crown Express, a very interesting race. Again, horses looking for horses off the claim with intent. At Large was claimed by Michelle Nihei for $6,250 at Gulfstream Park West, and the winning share of this race is $60,000. That's a 10x return on your investment, and she gets Johnny Velasquez to ride. So in the Claiming Crown Express race 9, I would take a big look at Large, and in the Claiming Crown Iron, that was race 9, and in the 4th race, the Claiming Crown Iron Horse, I like 2 horses here. Saturday Special, who's 6 for 9 this year, and 2 Cuban Brothers U, who is 8 for 15 this year.
Nicely done.
Thank you. And those are both horses in the Claiming Crown Iron Horse.
All right, well, the Claiming Crown Jewel is the Equibase feature race of the
Yes,
week, so they can go to Equibase. You can go to Equibase and find more information there. And Frank, you're going to talk about the turf sprints in your handicapping column.
Yeah, and I mean the Distaff Dash for fillies and mares was the other horse I was looking at. Aquina, I believe is how you say that name. And you hear claiming horses, but I mean, she's run against some of the top filly and mare turf sprinters in the country. Ageless, Lady Shipman.
Wow.
Only finished a length and a half behind Ageless, who's as good as they come. So that's enough for me to play her in that race.
All right, so you can get our daily app and read Frank's handicapping column. You can go to bloodhorse.com for our coverage of this weekend's races, some racing from Aqueduct, some racing from Laurel, and of course, the Claiming Crown. And you can follow all of us on Twitter. And we always want to thank Equibase for sponsoring the show. And thank you for watching.